Well, yeah, you know, when, yeah, he was like 14 years old and like coming into his own, and that scene that he does in the bathtub with the hairbrush, and he was so nervous, and he nailed it so amazingly, and when he drops the comb into the tub, and he just embraced, like, he was the essence of what a young actor is, and you know, Corey Haim left it all on the screen for everybody in every movie he did, and he was a brilliant actor. He was my little brother, all of our little brothers, like at the time, and just to see him like pull it off when he was nervous and people thought he was confident, but he really wasn't, was an amazing feat. Like, yeah, and that bathtub scene where he's ain't got a friend. He nailed it, you know what I mean? So, Viva La Corey, man, and God bless.
Yeah, I think that for me, I'm in a kind of a serious way. I'm in the anger phase of the grief. I don't know if when that's supposed to come up, but I'm just mad that he didn't get the other chance that I felt like he was just headed toward. You know, I mean, he, you know, it was like a long time, you know, where it was a rough time for him for a long time, and then I just felt like he was just coming back, and I was like, this is Corey Haim, you know, I'd watch him, and I just felt like he had the potential to have a lot of really great work ahead of him, because when you look back at his movies, I mean, just how great he was and how natural he was and everything. So I'm just feeling a little pissed off about the whole thing, you know, that the world, you know, the universe or whatever for making that happen. But on a light note, good times that I had with Corey, you know, on Lost Boys. I mean, Corey was one of the first, like it was like the first time I got to, you know, I was starting to hang out with everybody, and there I was, and it's like there was Corey Haim, you know, this guy from Lucas, you know, and you know, I remember when I saw Lucas, I just was blown away. I thought he was so great, and I was like, I'd like to work with him someday, you know, like at like 13, 14 years old. I'm like, I want to work with him, and then there I was, and there we were, and he was just so great, so much fun, and his work was just really so beautiful on screen. So.
Yeah, nice.
You said it. I always responded to his innocence and enthusiasm.
Yeah.
He was wide-eyed. He'd listen to anything. If you had anything to say about him, if I saw him working and I would talk to him, that's wonderful. You might try, you know. Oh, okay. I mean, he was wide open, and it was just a pleasure to watch him. I saw him later on the arm of quite a hot date, and I thought, oh, kid, don't burn your candle, you know, at both ends and the middle, you know, just take it a little easy.
He's like, yeah, I'm going to try it all night long.
Yeah, oh God, he was, but he was so attractive. He wanted life. He wanted to eat it. He wanted to eat it.
Yes.
He was full of enthusiasm for everything, and he was very sweet. He was very innocent. He didn't try to screw anybody. You know, he was always
big heart.
Straight up.
Yeah, definitely.
Good guy.
I met Corey actually much later after Lost Boys. It was in 2008 actually, when we did the very first horror convention I did was Monster Mania with these guys, and you know, he was going through a rough time, and a couple of months later, I kept in touch and all that, and you know, sort of mentored him in a way. You know, I don't know if mentoring is the right thing to say, but he was very down, and I looked after him, gave him a place to stay, you know, 4 months, and he was getting better, you know, from his addiction stuff, and but in those 4 months, we had some really wonderful laughs, and we would take drives and just talk about everything, you know. And he was always going on about, you've got such a fascinating life being a rock guy and all this stuff. And I said, you've got a fascinating life. You just got to look after it, you know. And he took heed to that, and he really, you know, he was looking good. He just, you know, just wonderful. There was so many wonderful things that came out of his mouth, and the things he thought about. And he always used to go on. He said, I'm not articulate enough, and you know, I wish I had been better educated. But he was educated. I mean, he was very bright, And like Ed said, he was a sponge. He listened to you. It wasn't like, you know, oh, okay, Mr. Actor guy, yeah, you can't teach me anything. He really listened to stuff. And he listened to it, and he had great musical sensibility. Brooke can tell you even better than I, if you work with him. And I was helping him along, and we ended up just, yeah, it was a great little time. But God bless him.
I loved Corey, man, and it was great over the last, say, 10 years to reconnect with him. I sort of lost touch with him, and conventions started coming around. But just his spirit, his presence, you know, when he talked to you, he was right there. There's so much love, and he used to always go, I wore this kind of oil, this essential oil, and he just loved it. He'd come and rub all over me.
I gotta tell this. I met Billy for the first time. He came over, we were shooting something at, I have a studio in LA, and we were shooting some stuff for an interview or whatever, Germany or whatever. So, and all of us were together in this interview. And Corey comes up to me and said, gee, go over and smell Billy.
No wonder they were lining up at the door.
You gotta go over and smell Billy. I mean, the guy just smells so good. And I just said, well, I'll make my way over there. He was just so hysterical. He was so excited about Bill's smell.
Corey's the best. I love him, and I miss him. And you know, he lives on in our hearts and in the movies he did. It's just very fortunate to have spent the years with him. Absolutely.
All right, give it up for Corey.
All right, we're going to open up the floor for some questions.